How do virtual assistants handle events or manage events for their client if they're working virtually? You're not there in person, you cannot execute whatever it is that you've planned. So, how do you do event management as an executive virtual assistant? Our main responsibilities as EVAs or VAs when it comes to event management is to look for suppliers or vendors. So here in the Philippines, we call our suppliers suppliers. In the US, the term that they usually use are vendors. So you have to look for vendors. Websites that we use to look for vendors is number one, Yelp, and then you have Google Maps, and then a simple Google search. And then you can also use wedding websites such as The Knot and Wedding Wire. Even if you're not planning a wedding, even if you're just planning for a meeting, you can use those websites, those wedding websites like The Knot and Wedding Wire. The next thing that you're going to do is to create a timeline. You can use project management tools such as Notion, ClickUp, even Google Sheets, Google Doc. You can use those to create your timeline. And then you also have to identify your point person for the in-person, if it's going to be an in-person event. You should have a point person that your client will appoint. If it's going to be your client, then it's your client. If it's a secretary or a colleague, as long as you have a point person that will help you during the day of the event, so that they will help you in terms of execution, and they can also be the one to attend, let's say, food tasting or to receive any deliverables or deliveries that would come on the day. So you should have someone in person there during the event. Next is to make sure that you work around the budget. If it's a personal event, the budget can be flexible. But if it's a corporate event, you have to stick within the budget. And you have to make sure that you'll be able to identify if a vendor is legit. Usually, if it's legit, they will provide you with an invoice or an official receipt. If they won't, if they don't have any of those, don't proceed working with that vendor. And lastly, on the day of the event, well, it's not last, there are so many things in between. But on the day of the event, you have to make sure that you are online, you are ready to go, and you have plan B, C, D, whatever. You have to make sure that you are there to help your client and make sure that everything runs smoothly. You can do this even if it's virtual. I do have an in-depth content or tutorial about event management for VAs. It's within my paid online course. Link is in my bio. You can enroll anytime. It's self-paced. I hope you learned something from this video.